Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in his gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a quick lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. Going into this, I actually went and came across this article Slovakia. Came across the article yesterday. Red Lobster closing at least 48 locations. Also, I believe Applebee's is closing a few locations as well, as we know that business and economy, or the economy, is not thriving as they're making it seem. Like when you go into mainstream media, you got something which is called Biden. They call Biden economics or something like that. And then you got the Inflation Reduction Act, which is all as a joke because regardless of it, you Americans are being taxed more than you are bringing home in income. I was looking at my rent bill and I've noticed, like I said, my utilities increased by 30%. You know, I'm looking like, who the hell has to pay 50, 60 bucks for a fucking water bill in an apartment? Like, I thought apartments and lofts and stuff like that, I thought they pay the water utilities, you know, but lately they've been charging the customers these extravagant bills, man, which is pretty much is doing away with the consumers' buying power, because we're nothing but consumers here, and this is the reason why the society is in a complete deficit and is going to continue to get out of hand. But it says Red Lobster closing at least 48 locations. People aren't happy, and most of those people that's not happy is black women. All right, because Red Lobster, honestly speaking, I've probably went there maybe one time. That ain't a restaurant that I'm going to just say, oh, I want to go get some Red Lobster. Like, no. Okay, I went there maybe, I think it was probably like 13, maybe 15, 16 years ago. I went there with some family, man, and, you know, we just went out and grabbed some food, and I was like, Red Lobster. Even as a child, I never wanted to eat no Red Lobster because I just knew through the spirit that crabs and lobsters and shrimps and all that other shit was not really food. It was not appealing to the spirit, especially when you see these big giant lobsters. And what I found out is that when you come in, you have this big tank, and allegedly you can pick whatever lobster you want. So basically when they cook the lobster in the back and you hear it welling, it's really screaming. You know, they basically killing it and they're boiling this damn thing alive, man. Which, what the fuck did the lobster do to people that deserve to get eaten? Okay, lobster's not it's not food, man. Okay, but that's still a part of those dainties that people pride themselves on having, because, you know, that's considered the king's food. And you can read about that in the book of Daniel, when you had the king's food, and then you had Daniel that went on a Daniel fast, which was basically like vegetables, you know, fruits, vegetables, lentils, things like that. But, you know, lobsters and shrimp, and it's just like, it was disgusting. So long story short, and I looked at the menu. Of course, they have like typical food there, but I looked at the menu and it was like, ain't nothing there really stand out. I'm like, okay, so I'm like, what is this? So my sister, she ordered something and it looked like onion rings. Okay, it looked like fried onion rings. So I was like, what is that? And she said, oh, that's calamari. I didn't know what calamari was at the time. I didn't know that it was squid or octopus or whatever the hell. I think it's like fried squid or some shit. So I ordered that shit. And I took a bit because I'm thinking, you know, I'm younger. I'm like, maybe this may taste like onion rings or some shit. I don't know. I ain't really hungry. So I took like a half a bite into that shit, and the texture was hard. I spit that shit out. I ain't even get a chance to even swallow it. So I was like, okay, I'll never do this again. This is a horrible experience, man, you know. So now everybody is mad because they closing these particular chain restaurants. And so what, man? I mean, high dollar shit for cheap food and food that's going to pretty much put you in the spirit world. No, thank you. I'm cool on that, you know. So people are pissed off, but this is just another way of America, Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America collapsing financially. Okay? You people are done. You're through. But it says here, the dozens of Red Lobster locations are closing their doors amid financial difficulties in the restaurant chain, including several in New York and New Jersey, according to Restaurant Liquidor. Okay, I believe like 2 locations in Kansas City is closing too, because we know how much you big obese black women we know how we know how you like to pride yourselves in your dainties, man. Okay, which that shit is not food. You know, this is why you all obese, full of parasites, full of high blood pressure, cancer, all this stuff. You know, what do they call it? A seafood platter, which lobsters and shrimps, that's not considered seafood. Okay, that's not seafood. Though it dwells in the sea or the ocean, it's not food. So you can't call it seafood. Perch, you know, perch fish, grouper, uh, uh, trout, you know, stuff like that. Clean water fish is considered seafood because it dwells in the sea and it is good for consumption. Okay, fish is good for you depending on what type of fish you have. You know, because fish contains omega-3 fatty acids, which the body needs omega-3 in the bloodstream. Okay, it's good to fight off cancer. It's good for vitality. It's overall good mineral. You know, but lobsters and shrimps and oysters, those things don't have benefits to it. In some cases, doctors say oysters have benefits in them, but an oyster is not something you're supposed to eat. Okay, but it says at least 48 locations in 21 states will be shutting down, and the Tag X brands will be conducting online auction to sell inventory from the closures, including kitchen equipment and furniture. It says the auction will begin on Monday. It's scheduled to continue into Thursday, May 16th. And the founder of Tag X brand posted to LinkedIn. It says the furniture, fixtures, and the equipment from the selected Red Lobster location must go ASAP because they ain't got no money, man. Okay. And I was reading also in this article here because I pulled up several articles. Two Kansas City Red Lobster locations among a dozens are closing. And I believe I seen something about in Texas, in parts of Texas, and I'm assuming that they might be talking about Houston, if I'm not mistaken, probably in Dallas, because you know there's a lot of big black women in Houston. Like Houston is pretty much predominantly Houston is like a new Atlanta. You know, ain't nothing but niggas down there. You know, and you know the restaurant retail chain is off the market there. You know, but good. You know, because it says a consider Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing, meaning they're not making money. Okay. It says we look forward to serving you at another Red Lobster location in the future. So, yeah, man, Babylon the Great is going out of business. All right. Oh, okay. So you got one in Dallas, Houston, Lake Jackson, Longview, Lufkin, Pasadena, and College Station. All these are the Texas locations. So that's 7 locations in Texas, which, you know, Dallas and Houston, of course, because that's predominantly Jake down there, you see. But anyway, going back to the article, it says the company, which currently has approximately 650 locations, has shut down locations in Buffalo, New York, Bridgewater, New Jersey, Orlando, Florida, and among many others. It reads the restaurant chain is considered filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy as an attempt to restructure debt, Bloomberg reported. But usually when these stores go, they don't really do too well. They tend to disappear, or they may downsize the chain. Like I noticed back in the day, like you had Pizza Hut in the 90s. Pizza Hut was, you had a dining experience. You come in, you have a waiter to greet you or a host to greet you to take you to your table. Then a waiter will come over to take your order, you know, and then, you know, they bring out your food and then you leave a tip. And they had a salad bar in there, you know, but you had an actual waiter that will come and greet you or that will actually take your order and bring out your food fresh. Now, since Pizza Hut has downsized their chains as far as the dine-in locations, they're pretty much all closed, maybe give or take 1 or 2 or 3 maybe locations in the country. But now most of them are like Pizza Hut to go. They're like storefronts now. You know, like I have one up the street from the house, and it's like a little storefront that's connected to like another store. Then you got a Pizza Hut to go. You know, same thing like with the Buffalo Wild Wings. You got Buffalo Wild Wings Express. Though you still have several chains of Buffalo Wild Wings in the area. You have a Buffalo Wild Wings Express too. You know, so with that being said, things are shutting down. And a lot of people is getting ready to lose their mind, especially when they see their favorite restaurants like this go. Because everybody, well, stupid people eat a Red Lobster. I put it to you that way. So it says in March, the restaurant chain, which has been open since 1968, appointed Jonathan Tevis, who was experiencing restructuring as the CEO. It is not clear whether the closed stores will reopen. But Red Lobster did not respond to Time's request for comment. But it says they reportedly lost $11 million in the third quarter of 2023, primarily due to as an ultimate endless shrimp promotion it offered last summer, in which customers would pay $20 for endless shrimp. And you know what? That lets you know when they start doing that, that means that they're getting ready to close the doors. And that was the spirit, because I was actually looking at Buffalo Wild Wings, and they're offering boneless boneless wings and fries for $19 for $20. So that lets you know that these chains ain't doing well, and that's basically a money grab. So if you brothers are into Buffalo Wild Wings, which ain't none of that shit is really all that caked up to be, it's not all pure foods. But I mean, if you want to save a couple of dollars on a Tuesday and Wednesday, you want to treat some brothers out to dinner or something like that, hey, now be the time to hop on the Buffalo Wild Wings deal. Times are hard, man. I thought about it. I said, okay, that's appealing. This chicken is lawful. Shit, I can eat chicken all day. Shit, I'm a Jake. But that's the point. When they're offering deals like that, that's how you know that they're getting ready to pull a plug on this place. So it says the menu had previously been a limited time offer, but Red Lobster decided to make it permanent. It says the restaurant then attempted to up the promotion price to $25, but that reportedly did not help with the losses. So it says Ludwig Regis Henry Garnier, the CFO of Thai Union Group, Red Lobster's owner, said last fall that the promotion was intended to help get customers in the door at the restaurant. So he wanted to boost our traffic, and it didn't work. So when companies are doing it, they're losing money. And another thing, too, you have to understand is that a lot of people are not eating out anymore because, for one thing, they don't have the health. I mean, they don't have the money to do so. Second of all, the health benefits of having your home cooked meals and cooking your own food. People are starting to realize that. As you notice, everybody is on this health kick now. So people are ditching places like Red Lobster, McDonald's, even though McDonald's is going to always generate revenue because people still eat that shit. But overall, man, ain't nobody really eating out like that no more. People like, you know what, we're going to go to the river markets or the city markets. We're going to buy our fruits and vegetables. We're going to cook our own shit, which I found out in the long run, cooking your own food, you actually save a lot more money preparing your own foods, man. Okay, like you got this thing called $10 meals and under. You can make you, you can make you a chicken teriyaki dish or something like that, or you can make you some chicken Alfredo minus the shrimp, all that for under $10, and you can have you a 2-day meal. You just got to learn how to make shit stretch. And people are like, the hell with these fast food or these chain restaurants, especially when it's causing health disparities, But it says it's sad to see Red Lobster go. They always had the best seafood, which me personally, I wouldn't know. All right, because I don't eat that. So anyway, like I said, this wasn't going to be a long lesson, but I do have a couple of precepts just to add insult to their injury. But this is just a sign of Babylon the Great closing down. And like I said, a lot of you N-dubs, you're going to be mad because we know you thrive in eating your abomination. Okay, so this is the book of Isaiah, 19th chapter. This is a common scripture we bring out oftentimes because this goes into the economy. The whole chapter is pretty much good. All right, but we're going to jump around a little bit, get the point, and we're going to get up out of here. But it says message to Egypt. Now, this Egypt is talking about America because you got to understand that the scriptures speak parabolic talk. Okay, you have actual literal points, and then you have points of manifold or duality here. Okay, like when you read in the Bible, Assyria, Egypt, Babylon, daughter of Babylon, Nineveh, all those can be in representation of America as well as their own kingdoms. All right, so it says the burden of Egypt, or behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud and cometh to Egypt, and the idols of Egypt should be moved in the midst of his presence, and the heart of Egypt should melt in the midst of it. Yeah, the Lord he's striking Babylon from within. Okay, as you see that inflation has been at an all-time high, even though you got something just called the Inflation Reduction Act. At the end of the day, things that matter or the necessities that people need to survive are going up. Okay, like you got the Inflation Reduction Act, but yet rents are still going up. So how is that helping people? Okay, it's because you knock eggs back down to $2 and some change. That ain't helping people pay their bills, all right? Like I said, people can do without eating eggs. Okay, motherfuckers want they rent to go back down to $500. I remember my first one bedroom apartment in Kansas City. It was a nice size apartment. That motherfucker was like 700 some square feet. You know, not bad for just. At the time, it was me and my daughter. She was 2 at the time. You know, and we was down here. And shit, I was paying $425 a month, but plus, you know, gas and light and stuff like that. So I wasn't paying a lot of money in utilities, you know, just depending on what I use. But the fact about it is that same apartment right now is probably going for $1,000. Okay, and this is probably a little bit over 10 years ago. Okay, relatively apartments were pretty cheap down here prior to 2020, 2019. I want to say around 2018, 2019, shit started going up, you know, because you had what they call the retail apocalypse, which everybody is all hush hush about. But as you know, I've always told that we have always been in a retail apocalypse. Okay, the pandemic was just basically disguising it or trying to put a band-aid on something that already existed. So this place have already been leaking oil since before the pandemic kicked off. You see? And it says here, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. So people are going to turn on each other sooner than later. All right, as you see the tensions, these people ain't vibing with each other like that, man. All right, they don't believe in that bygones be bygones. Let's stick together and let's go up against a state of tyranny. These people don't have that mindset because you got to understand that the American or the American culture have bred the narcissistic mindset. Okay, being a narcissist. Take, man. One up the other, guys. This is a cutthroat society. Okay, you would be a fool if you trust anybody that's outside of the will of Yahweh Shai in this wicked kingdom. You know, and it says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fell in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards, right? Because people are going to consult into these different mediums, all right, these different leaders, these different men of Congress. Like now, your president is basically getting ready to sign your health rights over to a band or a board of unelected officials, which have no jurisdiction to impose any type of sanctions or any type of terrorism on anybody. Yet, you're going to have to abide by it. You know, excuse me, Salakia. It's damn oregano. Salakia. Man. Oregano, lavender, cayenne pepper, and mullion, man. Man, I've been taking that stuff. I've been coughing up. I've been blowing out mucus for like days. I've been blowing out like literally years of mucus because it was a point in time I couldn't really blow out of my right nostril, but now shit is draining finally. You know, because I've been clearing up. You'd be surprised on how much mucus you have in your chest, man. You know? So I've been kind of coughing this shit up, man. Getting this stuff out of me so I can breathe better finally. That way I don't wake up fucking feel like I'm getting ready to suffocate. You know, and a humidifier is good too, man. You know, get you brothers out there that suffer from like respiratory issues. Get you a humidifier too, man. It cleans the chest cavities and purifies the air. So I'm breathing all that junk. And the air quality is horrible out here too. I looked it up yesterday and it was pretty bad. You know, so we are breathing in all this shit and all this pollen out here. Because Esau, it's nothing but male trees. So basically they're nutting every goddamn where. And without female trees to connect with and procreate and create other trees and other roots, he just pretty much overly plants male trees, man. This devil, and he wonder why nature is dying off. This man is even oppressing nature. How wild is that? But anyway, it says, and the Egyptians when I give over to the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king should rule over them, says the Lord of hosts. And we see that now, okay? This administration is totally trash. You know, you got Kamala, the Biden and Kamala team. You may have seen her maybe 5-6 times, and when you see her, she ain't talking about nothing, man. Okay, like how the hell did she even become a president? But you dumbass black women and you simple ass Jakes put her in office all because she said she smoked weed in the 12th grade and listened to Tupac. Oh man, she hip, bro. We need that. You niggas are pathetic, bro. You Jake. This is why the scriptures say you're sheep to the slaughter. Okay, only thing is, like, it was a video that this devil Trump, he went to visit I think he bought like 30 milkshakes or something like that at Chick-fil-A down in Atlanta. And you got these stupid black women that's sitting up there all googly-eyed over this devil. When just 4 years ago, Trump wasn't shit. He racist. He hates Mexicans. You know, he ain't gonna do nothing but lock us up and kill more niggas. But in fact, more niggas died on Obama's watch than any other president. that should have told you there. At least with DJ Trump in office, you niggas had money in your pocket to do shit. At least you wasn't paying $5 in gas and your rents wasn't that bad. Even though they were getting bad, they wasn't that bad. Okay, you was able to have 30% less in energy bills piling up at your door. Now you're paying that in some. All right. But anyway, it says, and the waters shall fail from the sea, and the river should be wasted and dried up. And we know that the waters is going into the people as well in a manifold sense. But the water should fail from the sea, and the river should be wasted and dried up. And they should turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of the fence should be emptied and dried up. The reeds and the flax should wither. Yeah, because, you know, like the fishing and mackerel industry and, you know, hey, red lobster, for example, you know, allegedly they catch these lobsters out of the sea and they go back and cook them. Which me personally, I believe that those are hybrid lobsters. I don't believe those are real. You know, not all of them in some cases, but regardless, either way it goes, this is a societal collapse. And it says the paper reeds by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, and by everything sown in the brooks shall wither and be driven away and be no more. And the fishers also shall mourn, and they all that cast an angle into the brook shall lament. How do you catch lobster, right? It says, and shall lament, and they that spread nets upon the water shall languish. And moreover, they that work in fine flax, and they that weave network should be confounded, and they should be broken in the purposes thereof, of all that make sluices and ponds for fish. And this is basically going into how your markets are being shut down. They're going to collapse. You see, going down to verses 14, the Lord had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst of Egypt. No, it's lucky in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggering in his vomit. Yeah. So every particular business, everything that you've done to sustain yourselves, from your jobs to your personal business to your ride shares, your Ubers, all these things, we saw in 2020 when people started losing jobs, crime went up. Okay, it was to the point that I speculated that my neighbor was trying to break in my damn house, man. You know, it was a lot of shit going down in 2020. You know, it's just crazy. So just imagine now, and I think that was the Lord just mentally preparing us to deal with this, man, because I mean, it's gonna be the people that's around you that's gonna be going batshit crazy. All right, don't think that these people don't watch you when you bring your groceries in the house, or you may buy a purchase, or they may see you with something nice. People are watching your ass, man. And they plotting like, look, man, we gonna have to this chick or this dude here. He look like he may be sitting on a little something. You know, instead of going after the people that actually got both. Like, nigga, I'm living in the same lower middle class neighborhood as your broke ass. What the fuck I got? I ain't got shit. You know, we just know how to manage our finances a little better than you idiots, because you spend all your damn money on nothing. You see? But it says, neither should there be any work for Egypt, in which the head or tail branch of what you may do. Okay, so everything is going to collapse. So sooner than later, you're going to see your big box stores shutting down. You're going to see a Walmart shutting down. Though Walmart is going to be one of those companies that make it into the dawn of the New World Order, because, you know, Walmart has a primary agenda for the NWO. And places like Amazon, they will make it. And, you know, these big particular chain stores may make it. But overall, places like your local retail stores and your mom and pop shops and, you know, your restaurants that ain't really doing so well, those are going to close down. All right, you ain't going to have no Harold's Chicken in the New World Order, brother. They're going to close them shits down. You know, you may not have no Popeyes, no KFC. You may have KFC. You know, you're going to have Taco Bell maybe. You may have a couple of McDonald's, because McDonald's ain't going nowhere. But overall, man, it's going to be a closed curtain on Babylon real soon. Okay, because, hey, the Lord said you people walk with great pride. So this is the Most High taking away your pleasures. The scriptures say those that dwell in pleasures, man, carelessly. And you people in America, you dwell carelessly, man. Okay, you have no care in the world about your activities and your daily offenses that you commit towards the Lord. So he's getting ready to strike you where you hurt. And he's going to hit that wallet and he's going to hit that belly. And those are the two things that will make any man lose their shit. A hungry man and a broke man. If you broke and you hungry, that's where they got that term, I'm on the grind. That's two things that'll make a man pop. If he can't feed his family and if he's broke, that'll motivate any man to go out there and do some shit. That's scripture. Okay, that's 2nd Esdras 4 or 1st Esdras 4 when it says a man will labor and toil and he will steal and bring to the woman. Yeah, man, when you hurting and you need food and you got to feed your babies and you got that grit in you, you going on a prowl, man. Straight up, man. Hey, if you a Jake, you know what I'm talking about. You know, it's like, all right, it's a mindset you tap into. And these people, they getting ready to tap into that destructive mindset. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed out here, you know. So if you ain't covered by the blood of Yahweh, then it's safe to say that you're not safe out here. Okay? 2nd Esdras 6, and I'm going to start at verses 22. It says, and suddenly should the sown places... It says, and suddenly should the sown places appear unsown, the fool storehouses should suddenly be found empty. It says suddenly, meaning when the shutdowns come and the banks collapse and people can't get their money out, they're going to go to the stores, they're going to rush these supermarkets, man, and they're going to clean them out. Because the average store only got, maybe 2 to 3 supplies, 3 days supply of food. So you go out there, Target empty, Walmart empty, your grocery store is empty, restaurants raided, okay, all this shit, hotels, everything, man, schools, whatever they can find. People gonna go in there looking for food, man. Anywhere they can get any type of source of food, they gonna go. So, hey, the minute that the bank shut down and the economy collapses and the dollar goes to shit, people gonna be at them stores, man. I mean, people gonna be fighting over fucking tomato paste in a can to take home to their families, man. So it's gonna be nuts out here, man. And hey, only thing we gotta do is stay out the way, out of sight, out of mind, and watch the whole thing go down. And hey, we gonna come in and we gonna be able to pick up what we need to pick up. We gonna eat, cause these people that stupid out here to the point they gonna kill each other off like that. That's exactly what they gonna do. So when all hell break loose, I ain't worried about getting caught up in this shit out here because you know, Lord, He gonna take care of us. You know, we gonna do what we gotta do, of course, in the midst while I'm navigating around. But y'all gonna see how Jacob's trouble, even though it's gonna be a very chaotic time and dark time, it's gonna be a scary time, but you're gonna see how the Most High gonna navigate us through this whole thing. It's gonna be like a game of hide go seek. We called it back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Or manhunt or some shit. So I pictured it in my feeble human mind. That's how we gonna move around this place, but we really don't know until the Most High really sets this thing down, man. You know, we don't really know how the Lord gonna move us around this place, but overall, it's gonna be pretty brutal out here. So you don't want to get caught up in that. But it says that a trumpet should give a sound when which every man hear it, they should suddenly be afraid. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear of those that dwell therein, and the springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So you're going to have a total breakdown of these city systems. Okay, your state's not going to be, you're going to have state involved, but you're not going to have like state workers patching potholes and fixing lights on the highway. Nah, man, it's going to be a total breakdown. Okay, you're going to have a form of government as in a form of military men, military personnel, door to door. And remember, man, they've been real hush-hush about these nationals that's been coming across the borders. Remember, they ain't really been saying too much about that no more. So that's something to keep your eyes on as well, brothers, is these nationals coming over here. Because they're still crossing the border, but there haven't really been too much report on it. So when they start taking shit out the news, that's when things start to happen because people are distracted by everything else that's happening in the world. You know, like Kendrick Lamar and Drake and this guy Diddy. Like, man, Diddy ain't the only one that's involved in this scandal. So that's the whole Hollywood, right? That's the whole music industry. So, I mean, shit, Diddy is just the man that they shed the light on. It's just time for his humiliation ritual, you know? But anyway, I'm going to end it here, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you edified. Until the next lesson. Shalom.